yourself. Yeah, we're live, Paddy.
We're live. How are we?
This time we actually meant to go live. This wasn't one of those ones. We had no intro lined up, so we did decide to go live for this. Yeah, in there. I'll be back in one moment, Paddy.
That's all right. You work away. Good evening, everyone. Hope we're all well. As you can see, we're still kind of in pre-season mode here. This won't be a very long one. We'll do our best to keep things going. Hopefully, all will be restored next weekend when we're back to full-time action and proper schedules. Let's say when we have a football season as opposed to a travel season. What do you reckon, Neil?
We'll be all back to schedule tomorrow, I think, Paddy, because we're hightailing it out of here tomorrow morning. I've had a great few days here. As I say, look, Jurassic Park looks fantastic here behind me. Yeah, it's been great to get away from pretty much internet, really. I know I've been on the internet a good bit, but not having as many screens as I normally do, it's been nice to get away from it for a few days. But we haven't gotten away from football, Paddy, because football has been thick and fast since we came here. That's one thing for sure.
Well, it's very hard to escape from football, isn't it? No matter where you go. The phone tends to ping. People send you tweets and messages. Are we allowed to still call them tweets? Is that what they are?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I think that's what they're called. Well, put it this way: XITS, I think is what he wants them to be called. Exits or something. X. But if you pronounce it like they do in China, yeah, they're called shits. So I don't know what he wants. What he wants us to call it, but we call them tweets anyway. It's just it's more PC.
Yeah, must be what he's dragging his feet over, just calling it X. Chris wants to know what I'm drinking. I'm drinking something called White Deer.
White Deer.
Stag Grolsch.
I like it.
Like crisp lager. So, cheers anyway. I'm about to go out on the trials for the night, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've got a couple of bottles there as well. There will be no team sheet, or there will be no post match for this. Actually, just get out there early ahead of it. There will be no post match for this. I did plan on it. I'm likely not going to be in an area where I've got any reception. As you can see here, I'm at an awful angle. I'm at about 76 degrees here, leaning over, because this is the only place I can put my phone where I can get reception. And later on, I just don't think I'm going to be able to make it for a post match. But we'll be back tomorrow night to do a post match. I'm actually going into the nearest town, and there's a pub there that have told me that they'll put the game on for me. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to watch that and have a few pints and enjoy my night, and then we'll do the post match afterwards. Martin, no, this isn't Spain. It's further westerly than Spain, I think, geographically, right on the tip end of Mayo, and northernly, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, less about geographical situations. Yes.
Yeah, for some reason the comments are failing me here, and they're taking about half a minute to come up. So we'll do what we can with the comments, but I don't know why that's happening. But
I can't do it here. My hand looks huge.
As you can see, I'm in my normal spot, but I don't know why that's happening. It could be just a glitch with the software. But anyway, we'll do our best, and we're just 4 minutes away from the team being announced. I see a few people asking about Aaron Ramsey and the potential move to Burnley. In my view, for what it's worth, I think it's a no-brainer. We get 10 million into our coffers. He goes off the wage bill. I know it wouldn't be huge wages. We get to see what he can do in the Premier League, and then we've the option to buy him back if he's excellent. So it all makes sense. Let's see what happens. This type of deal takes a long time to put together, so we may have to wait a few more days before it's actually done. I'm sure Burnley want it done before the weekend, and if the news is out there, chances are this has been worked on already. So what do you think about it, Neil?
Paddy, this is something this is a Monchi move. I think the club has looked at our players and has looked at maybe loaning out players. Obviously, we've done it with that Cameron Archer and we did it with Aaron Ramsey last season. And yes, you can get a minimal or a fee for loaning somebody out. I think in Spain they do this quite often. Like Real Madrid do it, Barcelona, more so Real Madrid do it. They sell a player to a club. They would be in the maybe the bottom half of La Liga, and the player plays there for a year or 2 years, and then Real Madrid make a determination on him. And what it allows Real Madrid to do is bring in money, number one, and secondly, the wage is permanently gone off their bills, so they can amortize it into further years. So from an FFP point of view, and I know Real Madrid are a bad example for talking about FFP because it just doesn't seem to apply to some clubs, and Real Madrid, they're pretty well run from that point of view. But for Aston Villa, that could be huge. There's a determination. And what I'm getting at here is it's been done in Spain. Monchi's come in here. He's probably said, hey, we've got some really good young players here. Instead of loaning them out and letting our contracts essentially deteriorate or deplete here at Aston Villa and then being a burden on our asset sheet, and we're not getting much money in. How's about we sell them off for 12, 13 million and then get their wages off the balance sheet as well? Keep that buyback clause. Yes, it might cost us 10 million in future years, but essentially the saving you have on amortization of their wages could eat into that. It's not going to be 10 million, but it could eat into that. And I think it's smart business, because if he doesn't prove to be a good player, so let's just say, and this isn't just saying that he's not going to be a good player, but let's say he's loaned and he has a stinker of a year and he comes back to Villa and he never refines his form, Villa are still out of pocket. Whereas if he has a stinker of a year, which I don't think he will do, Villa have 12 million, so it's the onus is on Burnley to play him and to make him become a mainstay in that team to up his value for Burnley, because Burnley are probably still have one eye over their shoulder to make sure that they don't get relegated, and if they do, they're going to have these these clauses like Southampton had, that other teams can come in and buy their players, I think, and like Leeds had as well. Anyway, sorry, I got long-winded. The team has probably been announced, Paddy, has it?
It hasn't actually, no. It hasn't.
Okay.
It's all right. People wanted your long-winded answer.
Good.
Yeah, the team is to be announced, and look, it's not the first time we've been involved in a deal like this. If you remember the pain and heartache and wonder, would Man City buy back Douglas Luiz when we had a similar deal in place with him? Thankfully for us, that didn't happen, and thankfully for us, he's worth a hell of a lot more than that now. So. We've got one hell of a player on our hands, a leader amongst men as well, from what I can see. So look, it's all good, and we have a team ready to announce. So
brilliant.
We have Martinez in goal, Cash, Konza, Mings, and Torres. Bailey, Kamara, Luiz, Diaby, Mings, and Watkins.
Diaby, Mings, and Watkins? You said Diaby, Mings, and Watkins.
Diaby, McGinn, and Watkins. Sorry. Yeah,
McGinn.
You need to get back in. You need to get back in Broodwater so we can put this up on the screen.
Exactly.
And on the bench we have
McGinn.
Olsen, Ziyech, Tielemans, Buendia, Luca Dean, Chambers, Coutinho, Philogene, Archer, Revan, and Kellyman. So the one notable omission there.
Yeah.
You think it's what?
Diego Carlos. It's Diego Carlos.
No, Diego Carlos. Yeah. Can't for the life of me think of anyone else that's missing there. But look, it's as strong a team. Dendoncker isn't back yet, maybe. Yeah, who knows? So you can read into those as much as you like. Did I call Bailey? I didn't, did I?
You did. Bailey's in there. You have Bailey, Bailey, Luis, and Kamara. And then you had Diaby, Watkins, and
McGinn, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how they line up. Again, this is probably as strong as we get. Maybe one or two off our strongest team. I think come next weekend we'll probably see Luca Dean at left back. We might see even Tielemans start. So they're the two that I would change from this. Where they put Tielemans in, I'm glad it's his problem and not mine, because I wouldn't have a clue how do you pigeonhole all of these into the squad. But look, it's as strong a team as we can get. in a great stadium and in a great atmosphere against a decent side, and I for one am
Instead
really
of Bailey,
looking forward to it.
yeah.
Have
Yeah,
we
no,
lost you?
Tielemans. I think that the only change from that team there is Bailey is there. Bailey hasn't gotten an awful lot of time. No, I don't think you have. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think we've lost you, Paddy. And uh, I think I think that's why he's playing today. He hasn't gotten an awful lot in preseason. I think Bailey come in instead of Tielemans, and I think obviously it'll be a game day decision against Newcastle, and the front three could be the front three then.
We lost you? There you are. Can you hear me okay? Hello? If you're in the comments, let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me all right, Neil?
Am I back, Paddy?
I can see you and hear you. Can you see and hear me? You can. Okay, great. The comments are loading.
Yeah, I
The
can.
comments are loading slowly. So I asked, could people hear me? Yes, they can hear me. This one isn't going too well either, but just internet problems for you, Neil. I don't know whether that's glitching or what's happening, but look, I think we can all agree that we're all excited for the season ahead. This is the last real test before the big one next weekend, and I think it's all ramping up just nicely. As we've seen earlier, we might see one or two going out this week. We could see one or two still coming in. So exciting week ahead. As this time next week, it'll be all over against Newcastle, and we'll have a better idea of where we're at going forward. But are you excited about this one, or is it just a box ticking exercise to get minutes in the tank?
No, I'm excited about this one. I think, as I said before, the Lazio game, that this one, I expect players to get 60, 70 minutes before we start rolling through the changes. Could be wrong once again, but I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it and not have this fella trying to spew in my ear when I'm watching a game for once this preseason. This little guy. But no, I think look, the team that's named is not a surprise at all. I think Tielemans and Bailey, I don't know how much of that you got. I think they're probably interchangeable with bringing McGinn, Diaby. McGinn is the linchpin. We lose McGinn for any part of this season, and exactly, sorry, that's what I'm getting at here. We lose somebody like McGinn at any part of the season. I think McGinn is making himself very, very indispensable within this team. I think he's making himself just his versatility. The fact that now he's playing further forward in 10, creating that massive press that we have up there with Ollie Watkins is scary. And I expect to see that in full flow tonight in Valencia. As you said, Dino may be in at left back, but then again, Dino may be in Saudi Arabia this time next season, Paddy, or next week, Paddy. We never even mentioned anything about that, and I don't think I've got time to go into it yet. But it's going to be an interesting week. This game is going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward again to seeing Leon Bailey, because I saw a different kind of Leon Bailey against Lazio, albeit we were more ball dominant. And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing own that ball, hug that ball, and see if we can play Leon Bailey into a game like this, as opposed to having him be the person who has to drag people up off their seats or whatever, because he's proven not to be that player so far. But that isn't to say that he can't be a cog within the wheel if he's not going to be 100% relied upon to be the only out ball. Now we've got Diaby in there. Now McGinn's further forward when we start our attacks. Could be interesting to see how we start to use Bailey now. And as I say, nothing might come of him. He might be the same old Bailey, but it's interesting to see the perseverance that Unai Emery has, because he obviously sees something there. And to be frank, he's a good player, Bailey. You just haven't seen it in the Premier League. He's just proven not to be suited so far.
Exactly. Yeah. No, he's not a mug. And let's be honest, there's now a lot of pressure on him as he goes into this season with a lot of bodies around him, a lot of bodies capable of taking his position. The emergence of Philogene is also a big asterisk beside picking a team from this pre-season. So he will put Bailey under pressure. So when Bailey does get his chance, he will need to take it from the word go. Oh, have we lost you, Neil?
This is
there you are, you're back.
No, you haven't. No. I am going to have to go here because my co-commentator here is dictating the pace of this one. Everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Sorry about these, and we'll be back soon. See you later.
Good luck. Right, guys, I don't have too much more to offer, and as I said, the comments, I'm struggling with the comments. They're taking a bit of time to pull up there. Lots of rumours going around. I see Rex is saying, has Philogene been dropped because he's talking to Liverpool and Newcastle? Haven't seen anything about that. I've honestly no idea who he's been talking to. He's our player. He's had a really good pre-season. I wouldn't rule him out being a very important wheel in our cog for the season ahead. I'm looking forward to him putting pressure on the strikers. I'm looking forward to him being an option. I don't envisage he's going to go anywhere considering the amount of game time he's had and how well he's played during that game time. So we'll just have to wait and see what the next week brings. But look, we'll go and enjoy tonight and see what happens after there. Aaron, I can't bring up your comment, but you're asking about Carlos and Dendoncker. I'm guessing Dendoncker still isn't up to speed after missing a good bit of training. I believe Carlos has a knock and he's still back in Birmingham. He didn't come with the squad. I thought Dendoncker would have made it. I don't know. Other than his wife having a baby and missing a lot of the training, that's the only reason I can think of that he's not up to speed and not there to take part. Yeah, there's a couple of people talking about the Philogene rumours. I hadn't heard that today. I've been busy all day, so I haven't had a chance to have a look at it. But I can't imagine, unless it's you're talking a cricket amount of millions, that we're going to let a man go that easy without having enough of a look at him. We've seen him grow into a man in his time at Cardiff. He looks like he's well able to handle himself. So we'll see what tonight brings. We'll see if he throws him in there. I presume he will get on at some stage tonight. And he seems to be enjoying his football and playing with a smile on his face. So looking forward to seeing how the team lines up, where he puts John McGinn in this setup. It should be an interesting night ahead. Great to see a huge contingent of old and young Villa fans over in Valencia tonight. Great place to go. Always hoped I'd get to see Villa playing in Valencia. Unfortunately, got to save the money for the real European football. And who knows, maybe we might play Valencia again and I can get to go to the Mestalla. It's on my bucket list for a long time. Someone asked for my score prediction. I would imagine tonight will be quite open enough. I don't think we'll give too much away. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win today. Fancy a goal from Diaby. Fancy a goal from Watkins. And a penalty from Yuri Tielemans when he comes on. How's that for being specific for you? Anyway, sorry we couldn't stay on a bit longer. Sorry we're having gremlins in the system. There's 341 of you there. If you feel like it, give us a thumbs up. It won't cost you anything, and we're all good. But thanks a million for watching. Get yourself comfortable, enjoy the game. Get your favourite beverage on the table. Put your feet up and enjoy. And we'll come back to you during the weekend, either tomorrow or Monday, depending on how Neil's travel plans go and getting him back to his broadcasting boudoir, as he calls it. But have a lovely night, have a lovely weekend. If you're here in Ireland, enjoy the rest of the bank holiday weekend. I know your one in the UK is not for another few weeks, but ours is this weekend. So looking forward to relaxing and enjoying it and maybe watching the match tomorrow, because I'm off to a gig now. I'm so looking forward to it. Anyway, have a good one. Up the Villa.